Welcome back to another edition of the Hockey Nation Live Show. This is your old Sir Coach Frenchy back in the house for all the post game for the NHL on Sunday, February 7th, 2021, where is also the Super Bowl Sunday with the Kansas City play against the Tampa Bay Bucks with the quarterback, of course, Tom Brady. Final score Kansas City 41, Tampa Bay 24. I know, but I'm going to be wrong because I don't know too much about football. But let's start what's going on around the league and NHL, and let's start with the first game afternoon at 12 p.m. Eastern Time between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Washington Capitals. And the final score of this game is Washington 4 and the Philadelphia Flyers 7. That's gave to Flyers a 8-3-2 record, and for the Washington a 4-5-3. And I apologize, this is not right. It should be 6-3-3. So that's my mistake, and it's happened sometimes. Um, for the Capitals right now is the third straight losing game um, right now. So that's something that we have to figure out what's going on. Vanecek was not very great as a goaltender for the Capitals. Get removed after the fifth goal of the Flyers, and they struggle. They have a good first period, Capitals Washington, but after that it was not very great. The Flyers, they welcome today Sean Couturier in the lineup. You can see all the chair or the front row. Each player came at the right position, and I'll be honest with you, the line of GVR, Lafton, and also Farabee was on fire today. You can see a hat trick from Scott Latton. He was his second, third, and fourth of the year. GVR continues his seventh straight game goal today, his seventh of the year. And then Sean Couturier scored his first two goal of the year. The second goal was an empty net. And finally, Farabi got three assists. The goaltender was still shaky. Carter Hart gave four goal on for the Capitals Washington, and he's the winner of the Flyers goaltender. For the Capital Washington, Ovechkin have 4 points today, two goals, is two assists, is fourth in the fifth. Tom Wilson having a great afternoon, is fifth of the year, plus three assists, and Backstrom scored his sixth of the year, plus two assists. So that line was also on fire, but not good enough for the Washington to beat the Flyers today. The stat of the day, shot on the goal, 37-23 for the Capitals. That gave you an idea Washington could win this game. Unfortunately, Vanecek was not great. Anderson became come on during the game at the at the end of the second period and the beginning of the third period gave a goal, and that's make a difference when Couturier score. At that moment, I feel like the Capitals, their legs fall apart. On power play, 0-4 for the Flyers and 1-1 for Capitals Washington. The hits was 11 only for the Flyers, 21 for the Capitals. The block was 13-10, and the penalty was only two for the Flyers, eight for the Washington. Very quiet, I'll be honest with you. And finally, gave away was nine for the Flyers and nine also for the Washington. Overall, it was after the first period, it was 2-1 for Washington. After second, it was entertaining 4-4, 8 goals the first 40 minutes of the game, and finally 3 goals from the Washington for the Flyers at the third period. That's make a difference right there. The shot was 15-8 for the Washington, then 15-6 after the second period, and the score was 4-4 with 30 shots versus 14. Vanecek was not great, and Washington cannot score. And finally, the third period, Flyers have 9 shots versus 7, and the three-star for this game was Lawton, Ovechkin, and Couturier. So great game for the Flyers. I think they need that one after a couple of problems the last couple of days. Again, the Boston Bruins. So it'll be very interesting how they're going to respond the next game between both of them. And let's move on to the second game of the day at 3 o'clock p.m. It was between the Carolina versus the Blue Jackets. Another a lot of goal again on that game. 11 goal. Final score 6-5. And if you follow this game, I almost did. I watched almost all the game. It was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Patrick Laney scored his fourth of the year, open up at 10:07. The first goal on power play. And then Brock McGinn scored his third of the year for the Carolina and assist Ao and Shnevnikov at 10:32. So it's about 25 seconds later, as 1-1. And Riley Nash scored the first of the year at 8:15:34. And after the first period, it was 2-1 for the Columbus. The shot was only 9 versus 6 after the first period. During the second period, we have a little bit more action. For Gel, second of the year, now it was 2-2 in Carolina at 7:33. Nick Foligno scored 7 minutes later for give lead to the Columbus 3-2. Was his fourth of the year. Kev Kukrav and Savar have an assist on that one. And then 2 minutes later, 2 minutes 11 seconds later, Carolina tied the game 3-3. Pesci scored his first of the year. Martinuk got his assist. And 10 seconds later, Vincent Tracek, his sixth of the year, gave a lead to the Carolina. And after the second period, it was 4-3. The shot on the net for this period, it was 13 Carolina and only 3 for Columbus. So it was 19 versus 12 after two periods for Carolina. Then the third period, another period of 4 goal. Max Domi scored his second goal of the year at 2:08. That's now square again the goal, the game at 4-4. At 5:38, Jordan Stahl and power play gave the lead to the Carolina and 5-4. At that moment, it'll be the end of the game because Carolina scored again 5 minutes later. Dougie Hamilton, his first of the year, and Stahl got his third point of the game. That was 6-4, and finally Patrick Lenny scored 19:09, his fifth of the year, but it was not good enough and not enough time to Columbus to come back to tie the game. So it was like a final score 6-5. The third period, 10 shot versus 7 for Columbus, so a total of 26 to 22. Um, the faceoff was 56 versus 44 for Carolina. 1-3 on power play for Carolina. He was a power goal and a goal winner of, well, not a goal winner, but a power goal of Jordan Stahl. And for the Columbus, 1-5. And then it was a power play goal from Patrick Laney. The hit was 23-24. The block was 9 versus 11. Penalty was 15 versus 11 for Carolina, and a giveaway was only 4, but a big total of 13 for Columbus. And I really believe this is the difference during that game. To be honest with you, uh, Columbus struggled a little bit on defensive side, and I believe they missed a couple opportunity, but not good enough. Carolina was, Raymer was very shaky in front of the net for Carolina. He got about like 16 shots. He gave 4 goal. Columbus Corpusalo could be better, but at the end of the day, he tried the best he can. But overall, Carolina win again, and that gave a chance to them to win their seventh of the year, and they are now past the Columbus and the standing and the Central Division. Now let's move on to the next game, and we have to go with Chicago um, versus Dallas. Is this one went to the not a shootout? This is I apologize. Is on OT. Final score: Chicago 2, Dallas won. A really great performance. Honestly, the DeBrincat for the Chicago scored the only 2 goals for them. He scored on power play goal and also scored the OT goal winner. So a great afternoon for him. Patrick Kane continues again another multiple point game for him. 2 assists, and Subban was pretty good in front of the net. Saved 29 shot, save 29 save on the 31 shot he got today. Chicago have 35 shot today, 50-50 on face-off, 1-4 on power play, 0-3 for Dallas. Hit was 17-13 for Chicago. The block shot 15-8 for Chicago. The minute penalty 11 Chicago, 13 for Dallas, and finally 7 for giveaway puck for Chicago. A big number 15 from Dallas. Jason Robinson scored his first goal in NHL, and then the goaltender for Dallas was the rookie Odinger. Honestly, Goodwin is on the got a couple of problems this yesterday, and the head coach Rick Barnes decided to sit him down today for personal issues with the rules for Dallas. So we'll see what's going on with that one there. A lot of penalties during this game. Honestly, a lot of 2 minute during the game. Um, so it was like given an opportunity for the team to score, but not good enough to have a lot of power play goal. The start of the game, they bring cap for the Chicago with 2 goals. And Malcolm Subban, like I said, he stopped 29 shot save today. He make 29 save, and finally Jake Ottinger also for the goaltender for Dallas. For him side, he saved 33 shot. So great performance for both goaltender today and from their own net. Let's move on to the next game, and we have to go with the 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 one at 3 o'clock, also between the Los Angeles King and the Golden Knights, the Vegas. The final score 4-3. Very good game. Kings play very well today. They deserve maybe a point on that game, but unfortunately did not get it. That gave them now a record of 3-6-2 for Vegas, 7-1-1. Very strong team. I'll be honest with you, Vegas looking good so far. Um, overall the today was Leonard in front of the net. You have a he don't have a bad year, so but he's not played the level he was played last year, if I can call it that way with it. For also, want to just remind you, Petrangelo still not play for the Vegas with again a COVID 19 situation. Let's move on with the first period. Kopitar opened the score right away at the beginning of the game at 36 seconds, his second of the year. 5 minutes later, Riley Smith scored his third of the year. The score was 1-1. And then Andren Kempe scored 2 minutes later for the Kings, and it was his fourth of the year. White Cloud scored his first of the year as 2 minutes, like not like 26 seconds later, and now the score was 2-2. So the full goal in the first 7 minutes of the game, and then at 11:37, Chandler Stephenson scored his second of the year, and also he's going to score 2 goals today. And now after the first period, it was 3-2 for Vegas, and the shot was pretty even, 13-12. During the second period, we got only 1 goal. It was for the rookie Jared Anderson Darlin. It was his first goal in the NHL at 8:53. That squared the game at 3-3. The shot second period 10-10, and then finally we have to wait at the beginning of the third period. Chandler Stephenson scored his third of the year, the winning goal, and also a power play goal, and gave the win to the Las Vegas Golden Knight, 4-3. If you want to go a little bit deeper about the stat, we have also face-off. King was pretty good today, 58-42 on power play, 0-4 for the Kings, 1-2 for Vegas. That's maybe make a difference. The special team today. The hits was 27-26 for the Kings. The block shot 13-10 for the Kings. 4 minute penalty for the Kings. 8 minutes for the Vegas, and finally gave away 3 for the Kings and 5 for Vegas. I'll be honest with you. If you look all the stats, if you look the game, this was breaking uh, pretty much even for both teams. I have to give credit for the Kings to perform better today, to be honest with you. And the 32 shot versus 33, that give you an idea. The 3 star of the game, Chandler Stephenson, first star, Zach Whitecloud, second star, Riley Smith, the third star of the game. I don't know if all three they came from because they are from Vegas. That surprised me a little bit, but that's Vegas find a way to win. Whatever happening, they just hanging there, and they are very a team with patience. And but again, it was a good opportunity for the Los Angeles game because we don't have no point for Carlson, Marchesso, uh, Paturity, Stone. They're very quiet on the goal side. So, but again, it was not good enough. The biggest one, 4-3, and then finally the last game of the night of the day. It was between the Detroit versus the Florida Panthers. That's a shock one, to be honest with you. Florida got their first last regular time today by losing a score of 4-1. Detroit played very well. I watched the game, I'll be honest with you. Too many turnover and gave away puck from the defensive of Florida. It was really a difficult game for them. They struggled. Yandel gave away puck, and then Smith scored his goal one happening. They have a really difficult. I was glad to see Nelson in the back play very well. He still need to be a little bit more back in the game, but it was nice to see him for the Florida Panthers. So we have to wait until the second period to have the first goal of the game. Max Starr score his first goal of the year, but also his first goal as a member of the Detroit Red Wings at 2:58. And then we have to wait until the end of the period. Giovanni Smith scored his first of the year, and Bobby Ryan got an assist at 17:02. Talking about Smith, he got a Goldie Orr hat trick with one goal, one assist, and one fight. Uh, then after the two period, the shot was 24 for Florida and 23 for Detroit. Florida tried, but Thomas Grease was amazing in front of the net, to be honest with you. Make a lot of great save. But, you know, uh, he did not have enough to. He did very good job in front of the net, to be honest with you. During the third period, it's Alex Wenberg scored his first goal of the year and also his first goal with the Florida Panthers as a member. He scored at 2:08. At that moment, I thought the Florida Panthers going to change the game and find a way to win this game. But unfortunately, Robbie Fabry scored his second goal of the year for the Red Wings at 9:11. 7 minutes later, Smith got an assist to Stitcher. And then at 17:18, Vladislav Nemesnikov scored his third of the year, and it was over for the Florida Panthers. And the Detroit won their third game of the year, and they snapped a losing of 8 games, and for the Panthers was the first loss of the year after 8 great start with 6-0-2. Now they lost their first game in the regular time. The stat was 39 shot for Detroit, 37 for Florida. A lot of shot on the net. 49-51 face off. 0-0 and a power play 0-1. Very quiet night for the referee. I don't know. They could give more penalties. One time declare cut in front of the net. Have a hook there. Did not give it. It was just not. I feel like it was really poorly referee today during that game. The hit was 24-25. The block shot was 12-6 for the Detroit. The minute penalty 11 Detroit and 9 for Florida, and gave away 7 versus 2. Detroit have only 2-7 for the Panthers. That give you an idea what I'm talking about. A lot of giveaway. We for the I like to resume the game for the Florida Panthers sometimes. So most of the points on the game, Smith with 2, Stratman for the Florida will have 1 assist on the Weber, one goal. So Weber have also 1 point. The shot was 5 from the Sam Gagné, most shot from Detroit, and the most shot came from Frank Venetro for the Florida Panthers. The TOI Ronek 23 minutes 37, and also Eggblad for the Panthers 21-18. Save Grace has his first win with the Detroit Red Wings after 7 loss and two tie up. They make he have a save percentage of 9.73. Great performance of Thomas Grease today. And then finally, Chris Traeger have saved 35 shots and they have a save percentage 9-2-3. And the star of the night for it was Thomas Grease, first star, Giovanni Smith, second star, and Alex Wenberg for the Florida Panthers. It was the third star for this game over there. So not good enough for the Panthers to win today. Detroit got their third. Thomas Gray got his first win with the Detroit Red Wings. But what we do all the time here at the end of the all the post game, we like to go with a 3 star of the day. Usually it's all the night, but because it's Super Bowl today is all for the day, and we have to go with the third star of the day. Jordan Stahl with the Carolina Hurricane have a power play goal, so a great game with 3.1 goal and 2 assists. The second star of the game, we have to go with Alexander Ovechkin. Score his 2 goals today, 2 assists, 4.711 goal for him in NHL. And finally, the first star of the day on February 7th, 2021 is Scott Laughton for the Philadelphia Flyers. He has 3 goals, a hat trick, his first hat trick in NHL, his second, third, and fourth um, goal in this year. So before we leave, we just want to remind you, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also on Facebook page under the Hockey Nation Live Show, and have a great Super Bowl game. But before we leave, you know this, you have greatness inside of you. This is your host, your coach, Frenchy, from the house. Have an amazing, great night, everybody.